There are moments in life that feel like echoes from a forgotten dream. A glance, a smile, a presence, and suddenly your heart skips a beat, not from fear, but from recognition. You don't know them, yet somehow you do. According to the teachings of Dolores Cannon, this phenomenon is no accident. In her decades of work as a past life regressionist, Dolores uncovered countless stories of souls who had loved, lost, and found each other again across lifetimes. These moments of instant recognition, she explained, are the soul's memory rising to the surface, something the heart feels long before the mind can make sense of it. When we meet someone and feel an inexplicable bond, it is often because we have met before, just not in this lifetime. The soul, timeless and eternal, remembers the agreements, the love, the pain, and the purpose shared with another. That's why the connection feels so intense, so immediate. It's not new, it's remembered. Modern logic may try to dismiss these feelings as projection, fantasy, or infatuation. But the soul speaks a different language, one of vibration, emotion, and memory. Dolores taught that before we incarnate, we gather with our soul group to plan the major events of our lives. Within that plan, there are souls we agree to meet again, some to love, others to teach, and some to awaken something long asleep within us. Instant recognition is often a sign that a soul contract has just been activated. It's why your entire energy can shift when someone enters the room, why your heart can feel safe in a stranger's presence, why you can feel both excitement and fear at once, because something deep within you knows this moment matters. Dolores often reminded us that these meetings are never random. They are carefully chosen markers in our spiritual timeline. They are meant to remind us of who we are, where we've been, and sometimes where we're going. But recognition isn't always comfortable. Sometimes it brings joy, sometimes pain, often both. Because what we remember isn't just the love. We remember the lessons, the endings, and the growth that came with them. So the next time your heart whispers, "I know you," while your mind insists, "But we've just met," take a moment to listen deeper. Perhaps you are standing face to face with a soul your own has loved across lifetimes, and in that moment, the veil between this world and the unseen grows thin. Recognition becomes reunion, and the soul quietly smiles, knowing it has found something it never truly lost. Here are events in life that seem too precise, too perfectly timed to be random. You meet someone in a place you almost didn't go. You hear a song you didn't know you needed. You receive a message at the exact moment your spirit begins to crack. These are the threads of destiny weaving quietly behind the scenes. Dolores Cannon spent over 4 decades exploring the invisible architecture of the soul's journey. Through thousands of past life regressions, she uncovered what she called the subconscious plan, a detailed map created by the soul before birth that outlines key experiences, challenges, and connections. According to her work, what we often call coincidence is actually divine timing. The soul never forgets what it came here to do. When we talk about destiny, we often imagine something fixed, written in stone. But Dolores revealed a deeper truth. Destiny is flexible, but certain moments are non-negotiable. They are anchors in our journey, encounters that were always meant to happen, relationships that shake the soul awake. These are not accidents, these are soul appointments. That person you met when your heart was broken beyond repair. That stranger who looked into your eyes and felt like home. That random conversation that shifted your entire perspective. These are signs that destiny has reached out its hand. The universe works with a kind of sacred mathematics, balancing karma, love, and evolution. Souls don't just wander into our lives by chance. Dolores explained that many of the people we meet have traveled with us across lifetimes. We find each other again, not by luck, but through the gravitational pull of spiritual agreement. Still, we have free will. Destiny offers the opportunity, but we must choose to step into it. We can ignore the signs, postpone the meeting, or walk away. But the soul will remember. And if a lesson is missed, life has a way of bringing it back, perhaps with another face, another name, but the same vibration. Have you ever had the feeling that something bigger is at work in your life? That certain events, even painful ones, carried a kind of sacredness? That's not your imagination. That's the whisper of your soul reminding you. You are not lost. You are exactly where you need to be. Dolores often said that we come to Earth like actors on a stage. The people we meet, co-stars, the pain we feel, a part of the script, and behind it all is a higher self guiding us, not toward comfort, but toward growth, love, and remembrance. So the next time life surprises you with an impossible alignment or a moment that feels meant to be, pause, pay attention. That's not coincidence. That's the hand of destiny, and it never misses its cue. There are moments in life when something or someone crosses your path and you feel it instantly, a deep stirring, a quiet knowing. You can't explain it logically, but your heart responds before your mind can catch up. It feels like memory, even if your brain has no record of it. This is the silent wisdom of the soul speaking through the heart. Dolores Cannon often spoke of the veil of forgetfulness, a layer of amnesia placed upon the soul before it incarnates. We forget who we are, where we came from, and who we've loved before. This forgetting is intentional. It allows us to start fresh, to make choices freely, and to evolve without being bound to the past. But the soul never forgets, and neither does the heart. The heart remembers the people we've loved across lifetimes. It recognizes energies before the mind forms thoughts. Have you ever met someone and felt drawn to them without reason or explanation? That's not imagination. That's soul recognition. While the mind asks questions, who is this person? Why do I feel this way? The heart has already answered. You've known them before. You've sat with them in other times, under different stars, wearing different names. In Dolores' regressions, many clients described meeting someone in this life and feeling a powerful emotional pull, only to later uncover that they had shared entire lives together in other times and places. These connections defy logic, but they are real. They are echoes of love that transcend time. The mind is a beautiful tool, logical, analytical, practical. But when it comes to love, purpose, and soul contracts, it can only go so far. The heart, on the other hand, operates on intuition, frequency, and feeling. It is the antenna of the soul. Sometimes the mind will resist what the heart already knows. It will create fear, doubt, or confusion. But eventually, the deeper truth surfaces. It always does, because the heart carries the imprint of lifetimes. And when the moment is right, that wisdom reawakens. Trust the feelings that arrive without warning, the sense of comfort with someone you've just met, the tears that fall without a clear reason, the ache in your chest when you say goodbye to someone you barely know. These are not random. These are messages from the heart, the bridge between your soul's memory and your current life. When the mind is silent, the heart speaks, and in that space, we remember what we were never truly meant to forget. Sometimes emotions rise inside us with such intensity that we wonder where they came from. A sudden fear, a deep sadness, an unexplainable longing. We search our present life for answers, but nothing quite fits. That's because some emotions are echoes, not from now, but from before. Dolores Cannon taught that we are far more than this single lifetime. We are souls on a long journey, moving through time, space, and experience. With each incarnation, we gather wisdom, face challenges, and form bonds. But while the body changes, the soul remembers. And what we don't resolve in one life, we often carry into the next. These unresolved energies can show up as triggers in our current life. A place we can't visit without anxiety. A person we instantly distrust without reason. A recurring dream that feels more like a memory than a fantasy. These are not random. They are the soul trying to speak. Imagine walking into a room and feeling like you've been there before, or meeting someone and feeling a wave of emotion you can't explain. This isn't imagination, it's remembrance. Your conscious mind may not know the story, but your soul does. The heart reacts before the brain understands why. Triggers are often invitations. They show us where something old is still asking to be healed, not as punishment, but as a path toward wholeness. A painful breakup today may be the continuation of an unresolved relationship from a past life. A fear of abandonment may stem from lifetimes of loss. These patterns repeat, not to trap us, but to free us once we become aware. In her regression sessions, Dolores often uncovered lives that explained deep present-day emotions. Clients would revisit scenes of past trauma, betrayal, or even death, and suddenly understand why they felt stuck in this life. With awareness came release. With understanding came peace. It's important to approach these moments with compassion. You are not broken, you are remembering. What hurts now may be the soul reaching backward, asking for resolution, asking to finally be seen. You don't need to know all the details to begin the healing. Awareness is enough. When a trigger arises, pause, listen. What might your soul be trying to say? What old pain could now be transformed into wisdom? Every trigger is a key. It opens the door to a deeper layer of your story. A story that spans beyond time, beyond logic, beyond the surface. You are living this life, but you are also carrying the weight, beauty, and lessons of many before it. This is not your first heartbreak, nor your first reunion. You are walking through chapters that began long ago. But with every step, you have the chance to write a new ending. And perhaps that is the true gift of remembering. Not to relive the past, but to free it. Not all soul connections are created equal. Some feel like a gentle embrace, calm, warm, familiar. Others strike like lightning, intense, challenging, impossible to ignore. We often call them all soulmates, but Dolores Cannon offered a deeper insight. Some souls come to comfort us, and others come to awaken us. A soulmate is often described as someone who resonates deeply with us. A shared rhythm, a silent understanding. With them, time feels slower. Life feels safer. These are the souls we've traveled with many times before. They return not to shake us, but to walk beside us, holding our hand through life's terrain. They are often companions, teachers, friends, or even pets, those who arrive to remind us that love can be kind, steady, and healing. But then, there are the ones who challenge everything, the ones who mirror our wounds, our fears, our shadows. These are not enemies, they are soul mirrors, and they come with a very different purpose. A soul mirror enters your life like a storm. They reflect back to you the parts of yourself you've hidden, denied, or forgotten. Your insecurities, your longing, your unresolved pain. In their presence, you feel seen in a way that is both breathtaking and terrifying. They know you, often without words, but it's not always easy because the connection doesn't let you hide. According to Dolores Cannon's teachings, many of these intense relationships are part of pre-birth agreements. You chose to meet them. You chose the lesson. And sometimes, the lesson is not about holding on, but about letting go with love. While soulmates often bring peace, soul mirrors bring growth. The latter force us to confront ourselves. They make us uncomfortable, not because they don't love us, but because they awaken a deeper version of who we are meant to become. It's tempting to want every deep connection to last forever. But duration is not the only measure of meaning. Some soul mirrors only stay long enough to shatter an illusion. Others stay just long enough for us to remember who we really are beneath the masks. The beauty lies in recognizing both kinds of love. One wraps you in warmth, the other sets you on fire. One reminds you that you are enough, the other dares you to become more. So when someone enters your life and shifts your entire world, ask yourself, are they a soulmate here to hold you, or a soul mirror here to reveal you? Either way, it was never an accident. Every soul you meet is part of your becoming. Have you ever met someone and without warning, your heart ached, longing for something you couldn't name? A scent, a voice, a glance, and suddenly, you're swept into an emotion far deeper than logic can explain. These are not mere reactions. These are emotional flashbacks of the soul. Dolores Cannon often spoke about how our souls carry memories far beyond the confines of one lifetime. While our minds may forget, our emotional bodies remember. And sometimes, that remembrance erupts, not in words or images, but in feeling. It can happen in an instant. You hear someone laugh, and tears rise unexpectedly. You walk into a place for the first time, but your body relaxes as if it has returned home. These moments are more than déjà vu. They are echoes of previous lifetimes reverberating through your current form. Emotional flashbacks are the soul's way of signaling unfinished stories, sacred reunions, or lessons revisited. They are like vibrations from another time surfacing in this one, not to confuse you, but to awaken you. They pull at your heart because your soul is recognizing something your conscious mind has yet to grasp. In relationships, these flashbacks are especially profound. You may feel overwhelming love for someone you barely know, or you may feel an unexplainable pain when they speak, as if they touched a wound you never knew existed. This is not irrational. This is soul memory. According to Dolores Cannon's regression work, many people experience these emotional waves when encountering souls they've traveled with before. A parent in this life may have been a child in another. A lover may have been a rival. A stranger may have once been your closest companion. And though the roles change, the emotional imprint remains. These feelings do not arise to haunt you. They arrive to guide you. They bring insight, healing, and often closure. When you allow yourself to feel them fully without judgment, you begin to understand that love, grief, fear, and joy are not bound by time. They are threads that weave through lifetimes, connecting one version of you to the next. So if you find yourself crying for no reason, missing someone you just met, or feeling nostalgic for a place you've never been, pause, breathe, listen. The soul is speaking, and when the soul speaks, it does so through feeling. You are not broken. You are remembering. These emotional flashbacks are not signs of weakness. They are signs of depth, proof that your heart has lived many lives and loved across centuries. Trust them. Let them teach you what the mind cannot yet explain. Because sometimes your deepest wisdom doesn't come from thinking, it comes from remembering, through the heart. There comes a moment, quiet and unmistakable, when love doesn't just enter your life, it awakens something ancient within you. Not all love is soft. Some love arrives like lightning. It shakes you. It rearranges your world. It pulls back the veil you didn't even realize was covering your eyes. This is the kind of love Dolores spoke of. The love that comes with purpose, with memory, with mission. When love wakes you up, it doesn't always come in the form of a perfect romance. Sometimes it's unrequited, sometimes it's complicated, but always it's powerful. Because its purpose isn't to make you comfortable, it's to help you remember. It may feel like an instant connection, a magnetic pull that defies logic. You look at someone and see more than their face. You see a life, a bond, a familiarity that makes no sense to the mind, but feels completely right to the heart. This is not an accident. This is recognition. The soul remembering what the mind forgot. According to Dolores Cannon's teachings, we choose these encounters before we are born. They are not random. They are designed to wake us up, to crack open the shell of amnesia we're born into. These people, these loves, are like spiritual alarm clocks. They arrive right on time, even if their presence brings both joy and chaos. When this kind of love touches your life, you begin to question everything. Who am I? Why does this connection matter so deeply? What am I supposed to learn from this? These questions are not signs of confusion. They're the beginning of awakening. The soul, once dormant, begins to stir. You may feel a deep sense of purpose, or an urge to heal, or a longing to grow into a more authentic version of yourself. That's because soul-level love doesn't just connect you to another person. It reconnects you to your higher self. And yes, awakening can be painful, because it often comes with letting go of illusions, of ego, of everything you thought life was supposed to be. But beneath the pain, something beautiful begins to bloom. Awareness, compassion, truth. When love wakes you up, you don't go back to sleep. You begin to see the world differently. You begin to see yourself differently. And even if the person who awakened you doesn't stay in your life, the shift they created within you will remain forever. Because some souls don't come to walk with us. They come to ignite us. And once you've been set alight by love, not the fantasy kind, but the soul-remembering kind, you become a light for others. You live awake, you love awake, and that changes everything. If this message stirred something in your soul, you're not alone. These awakenings are part of your journey, part of remembering who you truly are. Subscribe for more soul-guided insights inspired by Dolores Cannon's teachings. Share your experience in the comments. Has love ever woken you up in ways you couldn't explain? Like this video if it touched your heart and help others find their own awakening. Your story matters. Your soul remembers. Let's walk this path together.